What's up, everybody? I'm Brad. Welcome to Sports Magazine Collector. Today, I'm going to begin my countdown of the top Sports Illustrated issues from the 1980s, beginning with some honorable mentions that just missed out on the top 40. All right, guys, what we have today are some notable covers from the 1980s that would definitely have some collectability and potential value, but just fell outside of my top 40. So we're going to go through them pretty rapid fire. Here we go. So first up, we've got Gary Carter, legendary catcher. This is his very first Sports Illustrated cover from 1980. You can see him here with the Montreal Expos. Next up, Magic Johnson. This is his fourth Sports Illustrated cover. It's his second with the Los Angeles Lakers. This is from 1980. This is right after his rookie season whenever they won the NBA title. And Magic had that huge game. I believe it was game 6 whenever Kareem Abdul-Jabbar was out with an injury and Magic actually played center, had put up a ridiculous stat line, something like 40 points, plus 10 rebounds and 8 assists, something along those lines. So very cool cover here with him and that Larry O'Brien trophy. Next up, Dave Winfield. This is his first cover from 1981. The man who hit the jackpot. Got him here in his Yankee pinstripes. Dave Winfield, really cool. He was the first person ever to be drafted by all 3 major sports, NFL, NBA, and MLB. He was actually even drafted by the ABA as well. So 4 professional leagues, but he chose baseball and went on to be a 3,000 plus career hit player. Great career for Dave Winfield, and love this cover. Next up, Kevin McHale. This is his first cover from 1981. Boston bounces back. We know that the Celtics were a powerhouse in the 80s. You've got him here facing off against the 76ers, who also had some very, very strong teams in those early 80s. And this cover features 3, I'm pretty sure 4 Hall of Famers. So Kevin McHale, obviously, you can see Larry Bird there. Maurice Cheeks is also a Hall of Famer. And I'm pretty sure that's also Robert Parrish back there in the background. So 3, potentially 4 Hall of Famers on this cover. Very cool from some of those early 80s Boston Celtics runs. Next up, Marcus Allen. This is his first cover from 1981. Marcus Allen went on to have a great NFL career with both the Raiders and the Chiefs, but this is him from his college days, Rolling Thunder with the USC Trojans. Fernando Valenzuela, first cover 1981. Fernando Mania was absolutely crazy in 1981. Fernando Valenzuela was a rookie for the Dodgers. You can see the headline there, unreal. He went on this just unprecedented streak of, I think, like 8 or 10 consecutive starts where he was just dominant and just absolutely lighting up the Dodgers fan base and the whole country, really. Pretty sure he went on to win the Cy Young Award that year as well. So a very cool cover here. Larry Bird, 5th cover, 1981. If you're a Boston Celtics fan, this has got to be a desirable cover for you. Larry Bird, the NBA's best all-around player, and he did win 3 MVP awards in the 80s, led the Celtics to several championships as well. So very cool with that old school Celtics warm-up there, holding the ball from 1981. Next up, Walter Payton. This is his second cover from 1982, Chicago's one-man gang. Sweetness. He is a legend in Chicago. He is one of the greatest running backs of all time, and gotta love anything with Walter Payton on the cover. Next up, Robin Yount, first cover 1982. I love this image. I love the headline, Rockin' Robin. Makes me want to blast some Jackson 5. Robin Yount propels Milwaukee into the playoffs. So he is a Milwaukee Brewers legend. Finished his career with over 3,000 hits, and this is a very cool cover from 1982. Next up, Moses Malone. Moses Malone, really underrated player, won an MVP. Actually, I think he won multiple MVPs, and this is his 3rd cover from 1982. New kid in town, so he had just moved over to the Philadelphia 76ers, and I didn't look up the story behind this cover. There's got to be some sort of story behind this cover, really unique with all these people in the background. I think this cover just looks really, really cool. If anyone knows the background behind what this image is all about, please drop a comment. All right, we have another Moses Malone cover back to back here. This is his fourth, so this is the next one. Still with the 76ers. This is from 1983. And I just think this image is absolutely awesome. The promised land. And you got Moses Malone just jamming it right there. Lakers in the background. And it says Moses Malone leads the 76ers to the threshold of a title. And I'm pretty sure that this is the year that they did win that title. So very cool cover. Next up, this one probably was the first to just miss the cut on the top 40. This is John Elway. It's not his first cover. He did have one in his college days at Stanford, but it's his first pro cover with the Denver Broncos. Looking like a million, Denver's John Elway makes a dazzling debut. This is from 1983. Elway went on to an historic career, and this is a really awesome and very collectible cover. Next up, Wayne Gretzky. This is his fourth cover from 1984. You cannot go wrong with any Gretzky covers, especially those from the 80s. Greater and greater. I love how the Wayne Gretzky covers, almost every single one in the 80s has the word great somewhere in the headline. And so this is no different. You got the back of his jersey there with his name displayed. This is an awesome cover. Bernard King, 1984, his first pro cover. He was on one cover with the University of Tennessee, but here he is with the New York Knicks and his Royal Highness. Very cool headline. Beautiful photo. Bernard King could flat out score the basketball. So this is a very cool cover. Next up, Alan Trammell. He is a Detroit Tigers legend. This is his first Sports Illustrated cover from 1984. He is a Hall of Famer. He made up that legendary duo, the Battery, with second baseman Lou Whitaker, who I got to believe is going to be in the Hall of Fame at some point. Alan Trammell's already in there. Detroit is in the driver's seat. Love this cover from 1984. Next up, Dan Marino and Joe Montana. What an awesome tandem on this cover. Super shootout. So this is from the 49ers versus Dolphins in the Super Bowl, which the 49ers went on to win. This is Dan Marino's fourth cover. It's actually only Joe Montana's second cover. I was a little surprised. I'd never realized that this is his second cover. Kind of surprising looking back that at this point, Marino had already been on 4 and Montana was only on 2. You know, Marino obviously put up some crazy stats throughout his career, but was never able to win that Super Bowl. This was the only Super Bowl that he played in, and they did lose the 49ers, whereas Montana, he went 4-0 as a 49ers quarterback, leading them to 4 Super Bowls. So really love this cover here from 1985 that's got 2 absolute legends side by side. Next up, Patrick Ewing. This is his first pro cover with the New York Knicks. This is from 1985. Patrick Ewing was a prized possession. The Knicks win Patrick Ewing jackpot. So I think this was right after they had, won the lottery with the first overall pick. And Patrick Ewing, this is how big of a college star he was. I'm pretty sure he'd already been on 7 or 8 covers at this point whenever he made his first cover with the New York Knicks as a pro. So he was big time at Georgetown, and it was a really big deal to figure out where he was going to go as a professional. Wade Boggs, first cover, 1986. Wade Boggs had a great career. He is with the Boston Red Sox. He finished with over 3,000 career hits, played with multiple teams, also played with the Devil Rays, and I want to say the Yankees as well. And here comes the hitters. Baseball 1986. Really cool image here. Wade Boggs, first cover. Jack Nicklaus, 1986. How about this? This is his 21st cover. Very few athletes in the history of Sports Illustrated have even been on 21 covers, but Jack Nicklaus, he's Golden Bear. I mean, he's pretty much the greatest golfer of all time. Tiger Woods still hasn't caught up with him as far as number of majors. And what's significant about this one is this is whenever he won his final Masters in 1986. He was age 46, and this one kind of came out of nowhere as a surprise. It had been quite a while since he had won his last major before this, and this was kind of like a renaissance. It was a big deal for Jack Nicklaus at age 46 to win the Masters. So this is just a really historic moment and historic cover, one for the ages. Jack Nicklaus wins his 6th Masters in 1986. Lawrence Taylor, first cover, 1986. possibly the most dominant defensive player in NFL history. And he's featured here with Mark Gastineau, who, did not enjoy the same amount of career-long success as Lawrence Taylor, but was a pretty big star there for a period. And it's, pitting the two New York teams here against each other. In the Big Apple, the Jets are always second banana, but Lawrence Taylor being one of the defensive greats, this is a collectible issue since it's his first cover. Next up, Isiah Thomas with the Detroit Pistons. This is his first pro cover. He was featured on one cover with the Indiana Hoosiers in college, but this is the first time as a Detroit Piston. We know he would go on to lead them to back-to-back NBA championships, and this is a really cool title here, Mr. Clutch, Detroit playoff hero Isiah Thomas. And yeah, Isiah Thomas was definitely known for making some really big plays in the playoffs, and also features Doc Rivers guarding him. This is Doc Rivers' one and only Sports Illustrated cover, so potentially adds a little bit of collectability there as well. Larry Bird, 11th Sports Illustrated cover, 1987. Just love the image, Celtic pride. Once again, if you are a Celtics fan, this has got to be a must-have, I would think. Just a really cool photo, really cool moment of Larry Bird there on the Sports Illustrated cover in 1987. Love this cover. Tim Brown, he's a Hall of Fame wide receiver, had a great career with the Oakland Raiders, and this is his first cover from 1987 while he's in his Notre Dame Fighting Irish uniform. Mr. T, that's pretty cool. He won the Heisman Trophy at Notre Dame, and just absolutely love this cover. Bo Jackson, what a legend. Well known for his success as both a Major League Baseball player and a running back in the NFL. And so this cover really plays on that. Which way, Bo? And you've got him there in his Kansas City Royals uniform as well as his Los Angeles Raiders uniform. And Bo Jackson is just one of the most freakish athletes, just so strong, so fast, and he was absolutely awesome. So anything with Bo Jackson is collectible, and this cover is very cool from 1987. Michael Jordan, 1988. You can bet that Michael Jordan is probably going to appear on the top 40 of the top 1980s issues just a few times. This cover, which was a 6, just missed out on cracking that top 40. Sky high from the NBA playoffs, and has actually got his teammate from college there, Brad Daugherty, to his left, who was playing with the Cleveland Cavaliers at the time that they played together at North Carolina. And Jordan was a number 3 overall pick, but a couple of years later, Daugherty was actually the number 1 overall pick. And how about this? On the right-hand side, you can see Scottie Pippen. You could consider this to be Scottie Pippen's first cover. I mean, it is technically the first time that he appears on the cover of Sports Illustrated. Obviously, he's not the focus here. He's not the feature, but like I said, this is the very first time that Scottie Pippen appeared on the cover of Sports Illustrated. But regardless, awesome MJ image here. Really cool headline, sky high. Anything with Michael Jordan is always going to be collectible. Next up, 2 legends here, Wayne Gretzky and Magic Johnson. 2 legends that you wouldn't necessarily associate going together from 2 totally different sports. So this is the 8th time that Wayne Gretzky appeared on the cover. It's the 14th time that Magic Johnson appeared on the cover. Magic was obviously already a legend with the Lakers, and Wayne Gretzky had just moved to the Los Angeles Kings. So this title, or this cover, is, showcasing the fact that now we've got 2 really awesome legends here in Los Angeles, and Magic Johnson is welcoming Wayne Gretzky to LA. So I think this cover is really cool. Anytime you got star power like that, it's going to be collectible. Next up, Patrick Ewing. This is his 9th cover from 1989. I just think this image is awesome, and I really love the headline, Slam and Jam, and you got Patrick Ewing there throwing down the reverse dunk. Very, very cool. Patrick Ewing and the Knicks rock the NBA. Sometimes covers are just awesome because of the photography. Sports Illustrated was well known for that, and to me, this is a really cool example. Michael Jordan, 8th cover, 1989, Raging Bull. Once again, Michael Jordan, he's the GOAT, and this was before he had won any of his titles. getting knocked out in the playoffs, but still putting up just ridiculous, spectacular performances. And eventually we know he would break through pretty soon in the early 90s and he'd go on to win 6 titles. But these early 1980s Michael Jordan covers, especially collectible, and this one's no different. Raging Bull, very cool. Joe Montana, this is his 3rd cover. This is from 1989. Joltin' Joe. Love the headline, love the photo. The 49ers go 3-0 as Joe Montana throws 5 touchdown passes. So this was obviously just in the regular season of that 1989 year. But as I mentioned earlier, Joe Montana won 4 total Super Bowls. And before Tom Brady came around and went on his crazy run with all of his Super Bowls, Joe Montana was widely considered to be the greatest quarterback of all time. So he's still way up there. And in terms of collectability, this is a great cover. Troy Aikman, first cover, 1989. Troy Aikman, Hall of Fame quarterback, played his entire career with the Dallas Cowboys. Dallas Cowboys always are going to have collectability, especially in their high-profile positions such as quarterback. And it says here the Cowboys, $11 million man, and he did go on to lead them to several Super Bowls. Great career. So Troy Aikman, first cover, definitely collectible. All right, guys, that's it. So as you could see, those issues were not in order by collectability. They're actually ordered chronologically, starting with 1980 going through 1989, but be coming out really soon with the top 40 issues from the 1980s, starting off with 40 through 21, and then following that up with the top 20 most collectible and potentially valuable issues from the 1980s. So keep your eyes out for that. And yeah, that's it. Thanks so much for watching. I really appreciate comments, likes, and subscribes. And until the next video, I'll see you guys next time.